As seen here, she comes in at 6,205 pounds. This is a Rockwood 2604 WS here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is the one that has a living room super slide with sofa and some form of dining arrangement. The two chairs in the back. And at the time of this filming, new updates including new decor inside, outside, and you can see those front and rear zero gravity self-supporting MORryde steps that previously were only available on the Signature series. These guys just keep turning it up. It's nice to be able to get to, you know, an RV's kitchen and bathroom and all your storage and everything when the slide out is closed. So if you want to get it packed up and whatnot, it's ready to go. And at a glance, you see how the countertop comes very close to the dining table right here. If this had a freestanding table and chairs, it'd be a little easier to zip through, but it doesn't need a freestanding table and chairs to be travel accessible. And here's why. Because you have a second entry door straight to the bedroom, which can easily lead to the walk-through bathroom area. And from there, well, it's just a twist of a knob, and you can get to all of your kitchen storage space, your refrigerator. You can get this thing prep, set, lock, cock, ready to rock, whether you're, you know, making a travel stop, or if you're just getting it packed up at the house or unpacking after a trip. Big thing to remember with Rockwood RVs is that they give you more interior and exterior decor combinations than nearly any other manufacturer. There are different fabric decors, flooring, and even wood tones that you can apply to a Rockwood. They'll give you at least two options for either of those. We tend to be very consistent on our color packaging here at Haylett RV, based largely on customer feedback and demand. But, you know, I'm always curious to know if you'd like to see something else. Let us know. So the signature calling card of this floor plan is that you get the big super slide with the sofa and dinette and the two chairs under 30 feet total tip to tail. And that's really the story of this camper, is that they were able to do it a little bit shorter and lighter weight, but still with all the big full package of all the beautiful equipment you expect out of a Rockwood RV. Now, they did have to get a little creative with the storage, but that's one of the good things about Rockwood, is that they've been around long enough that they know how to get that job done. One of the things that's nice about a classic brand like Rockwood is they understand the importance of storage, and they give it to you in every little nook and cranny where it's possibly available, using nicer pocket screwed cabinetry. And what we're looking at here is actually the maple hardwood cabinet doors upgrade. Normally this camper would have flat panel doors of a little bit different color, and we often like to put the nicer maple hardwood doors on these, because at this point, if you're looking at a Rockwood, it's because you're looking for all of the nice features. Now, what's cool here is you get this huge solid surface countertop that with a big extension that's the same material, so it matches everything, that opens right up. So when you get to your destination, if you need more or less kitchen, it's there whenever you want it. We've got a stainless recessed sink with this split like dish drying cover on top here, but it's flush mount to use as extra counter space below that sprayer type faucet. Now they've upgraded to a newer, just stellar looking 22-inch oven on here. Has such a good look to it. You can see full extension plywood drawers. They even include a handy little silverware organizer in there, which is just slicker and snot. And if you do leave that kitchen extension out all the time, guys, I feel like that's just the perfect spot for a wastebasket. And then, if you just kind of want to put the kitchen away, it really minimizes and it opens up the living room quite a bit to give you a nice big open expansive area. Now, every window you're going to see will open for ventilation. There's even an additional air vent or ceiling vent above the rear chairs for ventilation there. But what's cool on this is you actually, if you notice, you've got double ducted AC in this thing, so you're going to get some very, very nice airflow. And the best way I can describe keeping the sun and the heat out of this camper, guys, is imagine taking scalding hot coffee and holding it in your hand in a styrofoam cup. And the styrofoam's only, you know, it's super, super thin, right? Just a couple, you know, like a centimeter, if that. Well, now imagine you've got like a 3 to 3.5 or 4 inch or whatever it is coffee cup above your head. That's what's keeping the sun out of this camper. It does it very, very well. Now, combine that with the fact that we usually outfit these with at least a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. Again, always double check our website to see what we have in stock and how it's built. But that really is more than enough in a camper that's under 30 feet. Even in a lot of the hotter climates, we have customers say, yep, that would be perfectly acceptable here. Now, in the back, you've got these two, swivel rocking chairs that give you a lot of individual freedom. There's a lot of theater seats in the RV business, but not every single person wants a theater seat. So we do still like to keep some class classic recliners around. And in both corners, you'll find that you've got these handy little stands with outlets for like phone charging and whatnot. Now, one more thing, it can vary based on how the RV is equipped, but you can actually get some decent bonus sleeping in this camper as well. Now, there are different furniture options available, obviously, but with the sofa and dinette combo that we have right here, we've got a couples camper that can sleep 5 people, and that's really handy if you have adult kid guests or, a couple grandkids come over for the weekend. But obviously, again, seating and sleeping capacity can vary based on equipment present. Historically, 2-section day-night shades were optional. Single nightshade was always standard, and we found that with the heavy tint on the RV windows outside, most people didn't really need the second shade. However, Rockwood always kicking it up a notch, like with those MoRide steps. I think they decided to make the Ultra a little bit more like the Signature, and because we ordered this with single section shades and it showed up with double, so unless there was a factory mistake, it looks like day-night shades are optional. Now, it might sound weird that I don't know that with definition as I run this video, but ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand how quickly RVs change, and at the time of this filming, it is right in just the heart of a mid-season product update across almost all manufacturers. And very often, as is the case here, the product will have updated before dealers are notified of what those changes may be or what they might entail. So always double check us, but that does appear to be the case here. Now, you've got a couple different seating arrangements here. You can go with the traditional booth dinette like we're looking at. There is an option to go with freestanding table and chairs, but it goes further than that. Rockwood really custom tailors each dining area to the furniture present. So when you have the booth like this, what you get is a nicer freestanding elliptical base table. That thing can easily fold down into a sleeper, as we saw, but what's neat is it could also slide over and be something of a coffee table by the recliners or the sofa if you're just kind of visiting with friends. Now, everything Rockwood builds in-house. This dinette has an aluminum skeleton. We'll actually see that outside. And over here, they give you a big full, a drawer for easy access on those roller glides. That one's not a drawer, but it's actually a full outside storage compartment as well for bigger stuff if you need it. Now, this is one of my personal favorite dining arrangements because I like the booth because you can sit 4 people, you maintain storage and sleeping capacity with a floating table in the middle so that I can cheat the table over toward my wife and kiddo. Now, when you get the dinette in the Rockwood, you also maintain the overhead cabinets above the dinette, so you actually gain more storage above and below the table. When you go to a freestanding table and chairs, you'll actually get a bigger window over here, but you'll lose that storage, and that sleeping. Neither is the wrong answer. And I always love it when people say, I prefer the table and chairs, I prefer the dinette, and that's why I like to explain it so you can see both arrangements here. Now, Rockwood has long been doing one of the best entertainment centers here, and a lot of other brands are trying to catch up with what they've done and using some of the same equipment Rockwood's been using for years, like the IRV entertainment system here. You can get a free app on an Android or iPhone to turn this thing into a Bluetooth remote control, basically, and a lot of campers now have HDMI plugs and USB chargers right on the face of their stereos, and you can thank Rockwood for that. Now, the TV is rear-facing currently, but if you take a look, that TV actually swings out, and you'll see that the whole swing arm can actually be released to go outside when you want it. Then there's the little detail stuff, like they'll put little door stoppers on from the factory level to make sure that like the door handle here doesn't smash into anything. It's all the little detail stuff that sets Rockwood apart. One other thing I want to point out is they're using a very nice refrigerator here, but people come up and they touch the door handles and they see it wiggles, and they go, what? What kind of cheap crap is that? It's actually deviously intelligent, and it's built to do that, because people don't tend to grab the door and carefully open it like that. They tend to slap the door. Well, the handle's built with some wiggle in it so that it can absorb that kind of impact. Now, walking through, this has a walk-through middle bathroom, which is very space efficient, and you need to do this to keep the total camper under 30 feet long. And again, the number of RVs that have rear recliners or rocking chairs, as it were, you could probably space some recliners in that, and a walk-around bed and a super slide under 30 feet, guys. It's a slim number. Now, you've got a larger radius shower here, which is very nice for elbow room for big folks like me. And with a laminated roof, they can install their skylights at all sorts of wacky 45-degree angles like this, and it's intelligently located directly in front of where you're going to stand. And you can see this is an easy entry split open shower. So when you're in front of the shower head, In addition to the vaulted ceiling on Rockwoods, you're going to get some excellent air headroom in here. Now, the light should be brighter than this. Obviously, my battery box is just about to give up the ghost because they're almost doing nothing. Rockwood actually uses very high-intensity lighting, and I'm really not doing you a service by recording this way, but I'm pressed for time every day here at Haylett RV with our volume, and I kind of just have to show must go on mode. And then the little stuff like the little shower caddy here for your shampoos and body soaps and whatnot. That's the extra stuff Rockwood does, you know, guys? And then the shower miser is what this is. Basically, once you have your water temperature set, if you are dry camping, only use this when you're dry camping. Do not use it when hooked up to park water, because you could flood your fresh tank. That's a little tip from your Uncle Josh. But if you're dry camping, when you flip this little lever, basically, it will recycle all the water that would come through your shower into your freshwater holding tank, so you don't lose anything, because when you're dry camping, every ounce counts, am I right? Bigger max air fan with roof vent cover, standard in any Rockwood travel trailer, even a Geo Pro up through a Signature fifth wheel, and it includes a rain vent cover. Now remember, we're looking at the American Maple hardwood upgrade, which has this beautiful rich tone, but it's not like waxy, cheesy, shiny, you know, it's got a very nice luscious quality to it, and good dedicated linen space back here above that foot flush stool. Now we do have a sliding privacy door here, but leave it to Rockwood, you know, to use a little bit nicer holdback hardware right here. Now up front, Rockwood's been doing front windows and windshields longer than just about anybody else, and it's cool that a lot of other brands have finally gotten back into that trend. But Rockwood's the brand that never stopped doing it, ladies and gentlemen. You do have privacy shades for that front window, so you're not necessarily, you know, I don't know, putting on a free show for the neighbors or whatever. You get the point. Another thing that this bedroom does very well is storage, and it starts here below the bed. Now, Rockwood came up with some really interesting, creative, but effective ways of doing their bedroom storage here. Now, it all really starts with this easy lift bed deck, and you can see that anything that Rockwood builds in-house, all aluminum skeleton, and it gives you kind of like a storage chest on top with triple drawers below, so really you don't have to do a whole lot of lifting of the bed, which is really nice for folks who like to upgrade to a real heavy-duty mattress. From there, you can see that both sides of the bed have handy little stands, and this one has a drawer. Both sides have household outlets. The opposite side does have household and USB plugs, with a little sort of drop-down access panel to get to the storage in that front corner there. Full storage above the bed, and then, you know, you might notice it's like there's no closets in here. That's because they gave you larger closets over here in the slide out, and that's what's cool about these. You actually get more closet and dresser space here in this Rockwood compared to virtually anything else in this class due to this arrangement right here. The TV hookups will be directly across from the bed, and if you are interested, if the RV is outfitted with 50 amp service, you could actually sacrifice that vent to install a second air conditioner up here in the bathroom, which is pretty darn slick. I don't know that you'll need to in something like this, but if you're going to live in Phoenix in the summer, it sure couldn't hurt. There's so much good out here. I don't even know where to start. So I'm just going to kind of start over here by the door side. I want to zero in on one of the updates at the time of this filming compared to previous generations, and that is the dual MORryde 0G stable step system. And along with that, it gives me an easy opportunity to demonstrate the anti-slam entry door that just kind of catches itself here. So you open these up, and what's cool about this, guys, is they are totally one-handable and they're self-supporting. You can see that they are not going to fall. It's actually slowly recoiling itself right now just from the little bit of inertia I had putting it up. So even if I fling it downward, it will still catch itself. This is not the one that's going to like fall on your head, or if you have a grandkid or a dog running around, it's not going to hurt anybody. Now what's also cool about this is, if you notice, both doors are wider 30-inch entry doors. You don't have like a main door and then an off door with the Rockwood. They both get the same wider door treatment with bigger entry handle and those nicer steps. Now the TV that comes inside the RV can obviously dismount and remount outdoors. So you've got your own handy little tailgate station, and you see that it's actually the whole swing arm that comes with you, so you can kind of make the TV face anywhere you want, however your campsite's set up. Now, it comes with an outside RVQ grill that's still in the box. This camper's literally straight off the truck right now. And that will also include this handy little galvanized rolled steel side utility shelf right there. Those are super handy because if you leave them outside, who cares? It's gone through a galvanized treatment, which basically means it's been kind of like weatherproof sealed. Double slam latches, magnet catches, and thicker, heavier, fully insulated baggage doors here with nicer metallic slam latches too, which is pretty slick. Now this has a drop frame storage compartment just like a big fifth wheel on it. So if you're looking for storage galore, guys, this is a shorter half-ton towable couples camper right here that you can just load up with storage. And that's what's kind of cool about this, is if you are looking for, like, hey, we're looking for the last camper we ever want to buy, Rockwood should definitely be on the list. Rockwood is should be pretty much synonymous with retirement grade at this point. Now, there are different interior and exterior decors, as I've no doubt mentioned at this point in time. This is the standard look, and last year something like this was the optional look, and God bless it if this doesn't look sharper. It looks more modern, it looks more focused, you know? It looks, I don't know, high definition? But, so you've got a partial paint on that front cap here, and then you have, it blends, well, not partial paint, the full nose is painted, pardon me, with a extra large diamond plate on front. It's a partial cap, not a full cap, is what I was trying to say there, and I just managed to fail miserably. So we've got this beautiful champagne skin package right here. Historically, they would actually make the roof the same color as the sidewall on these. They have stopped doing that, and they've gone back to a white roof because it helps the RV not be so warm in the summertime. It helps reflect sun instead of absorb it. So once again, down here we've got this huge diamond plate, and something I should have pointed out as we walk by, but again, this thing is pretty feature packed. You do have a simple side mount solar prep plug right there for those portable panels, those little suitcase jobs. Rockwoods are made with higher grade things, but the problem is it's hard to see that. Like, they have faster moving, stronger motors on their awnings, on their power tongue jacks. This is a brand of camper made with higher grade materials. Now, this extra little closet slide right here is usually something you'd see in a fifth wheel, and here we have in a travel trailer. Now, one thing I think is really intelligent, and you can tell this is just an indicator to me that they've really thought of everything on this, is that the door under the slide out swings open so that you're not going to bonk your head on it. And again, just like a big fifth wheel, you've actually got a drop frame storage compartment up here, and then the entirety of the underbelly is all enclosed to give you that extra slipstreaming on the road, critter protection if it's going to drip below freezing overnight. That'll help give you that extra dead air pocket. Also improves your air conditioning efficiency in the summertime. I like that all of our hookups are nice and centralized on this one. They do give us hopefully this is unlocked, perfect. Now, you're like, well, there's a door there. Well, yes, this is access to like the water filter and water pump. They want to make sure that like grandkids can't mess with stuff like that. Outside shower, black tank flush are all standard on these. Now, on this model, if you get the dining table, remember how inside it changes the windows and the storage cabinet. Outside, however, when you get the dining table, it adds this extra storage door right here. And you can see that even this little door is still a slam latch and magnet catch. And it gives you an easy access point to inside-outside storage on this dinette. And also, you can see that's fully aluminum framed in there, as I mentioned previously. Now, the frameless windows are standard on these. They look slicker and snot. And you'll have frameless windows on your rear and side walls. You'll have sliding windows on your slide side walls so that you get good looks and airflow. Now, the only hiccup potentially with those frameless windows, they're a little more money, but you're probably not buying a Rockwood because you're looking for the least expensive ultralight out there. That's not who these guys are. They're the most heavily equipped ultralight out there. But the frameless windows generally won't get as much airflow. That's one of the nice things about that big Max Air vent fan that we talked about in the bathroom here. Because it's a whole house fan, it will get superior airflow. Now, you also have all LED tail and marker lights. The standard still at this time of filming, it's been this way for a while now, is that your big luxury fifth wheels, a lot of them still do not have LED marker lights, only LED tail lights. And this has them all the way around. Even Rockwood pop-ups have that. We're backup camera ready naturally for backup or observation models. That's something, if you're interested, we found we can add here at the store for the exact same price as the manufacturer. So that way you're not overpaying for something you don't necessarily want. And then the little detail stuff, like you get a full spare tire with a nicer hard shell cover to keep it protected from the weather. You know, the awning is maximum size. They couldn't make the awning any bigger. It clears both entry doors with ease. And I like that the awning arm doesn't go right next to the entry door, so that if it is raining a little bit and kind of drizzly, you won't have water kind of dribbling off the awning and sneaking into the door, which or just getting on your arm or your shoulder when you get out, because it's just annoying. One other thing to talk about here before we go upstairs to the roof is the suspension. This is something Rockwood spends more money on than literally anyone else else in this class. They have a 4-wheel independent torsion axle and suspension system, guys. So they're not leaf springs. All 4 wheels move independently. And the biggest thing this does is if you're going around a corner at high speeds, if let's say you're turning to the right, well, inertia wants to pull the trailer to the left. But these axle systems right here, they will actually transfer from stress from high to low. So what that basically means is if you're going around a corner and the trailer would naturally want to lean to the left, those axles will keep it flat so that this thing corners on rails and it handles a lot nicer on those highway exits. Don't usually get a chance to get up here with the awning open. I like the fade on that. You don't really get to see them usually. But anyway, to the task at hand, fully walkable roof, check. Heavy-handed, generous application of sealants to prevent, possible damage from water penetration due to just shoddy corner-cutting craftsmanship. Check. The 360 siphon cap to give you superior exhaust on your black tank so you don't have backflow of odors coming in through the camper. Check. Max Air roof vent cover so you can leave that big bathroom fan going in the rain. Check. Awesome sauce. Check. And double check. She gets the job done, ladies and gentlemen. So whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, or everything in between, we do it all at Haylett RV, short of hidden dealer fees. Those we don't do. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.